Hello everyone, my name's Sheriff Blanaba, and today I wanted to bring you some TF2 Helltower commentary, during which I wanted to talk about my experiences with Twitch. Right about now I have 20 followers, and I've been on Twitch for about 2 months, and that's already more followers than I had on my Twitter during my entire high school career, so I'm rather excited about that. So far, I mean, I've had a lot of fun. Just talking with everybody and playing with all the people who come and watch my stream, and I'm wanting I promised to do this video if I got 20 followers, and I do now have 20 followers. So here it is. So you guys can stop bugging me in the chat. But no, I really appreciate all you guys coming and watching me just derp around on video games a lot. I still haven't really decided what game I want to mainly play, although it's looking like it might just be TF2, but I'm still always open if you guys want to play, if you guys want me to play anything, so that's always cool. But like mostly I want to talk about some of the things that have happened to me while I've been on Twitch. Most notably, I've tried to set some keybinds up with my streaming program, and it didn't exactly work. I tried setting them all up on one button, and what would happen is I would hit it to stop, start. I thought I could toggle the stream, and instead it would stop it temporarily, then restart it when I wasn't looking. And as a result, I streamed about 3 hours of me sleeping. So, for all those who watched, you know who you are. And then another time I streamed a good 8 hours of a black screen with sound of whatever YouTube videos I was playing on my computer. Since then, I have now moved all my keybinds around, and I now only have 2 buttons for starting and stopping recordings. So that's, hopefully we won't have any kind of problems like that in the future. So that's good. And I would like to say that I do plan to be more active on YouTube and Twitch. I know that for about a week I took off, and the reason for that was that I just was starting to take the games that I was playing that I normally really enjoy too seriously, while still trying to get used to the whole recording and streaming while I play. So I'll try to keep that to a minimum of me just disappearing for about a week. But I probably if I ever actually decide to stop, I will release something saying, if anybody, just so that everybody will know. Other than that, this is me being a total idiot. I could have backstabbed him, but I didn't. Viewers have kind of been wanting some tips. Some people are new to TF2, and they were wanting some tips on how to play Spy or some other classes. So I guess I'll talk about that here. Mainly for how I play Spy, I call it Lazy Spy. I use the Your Eternal Reward just to take out the whole choice of me having to pick which classes to disguise as. And it just makes it easier for me, because I don't have to worry, should I go Pyro, should I go Demo, what would be the most appropriate at that time. And it makes it harder to play because, you can't disguise whenever you want, and you have to find somebody and backstab them to get a disguise. Which, for me, is fine, because I like to just run around anyways. And I usually supplement my lack of disguises with ample uses of the Ambassador. The pistol, the Spy's revolver, any of them are very good. It is completely just overlooked how good they really are. And I think that a lot of new players will just try to they'll just try to butter knife people, to try to pull out their backstabbing knife and try to punch people in the gut with it. It doesn't really work, because while the Spy does about the same damage with his melees, he can't get criticals. He can't get random criticals, and he also melees a lot slower than any other class. So whenever it comes down to it, you should just pull out your Magnum or your revolver and just shoot him. It gets rid of him a lot quicker. Personally, I favor the Ambassador over any other. I know a lot of people's favorite is the Enforcer because of its higher damage output, but I prefer the Ambassador because if you get a headshot on somebody, it only takes another 2 body shots for most classes. you know, a sniper, another spy, or even a scout. A scout can go down with one headshot if you do it, if they're already hurt. So I think that that's a lot better if you have better aim, and it always will shoot exactly where your crosshair is for the first shot. I do not believe that any of the other revolvers do that. So as long as your revolver is, you know, it's the first shot, or it's all the way down, or your recoil is all the way down, then you're fine. So I choose the Ambassador in the Cloak and Dagger because I believe it's a rather linear upgrade from the regular Cloak watch, Inviswatch. Because, you know, you just sit still and you can move. Of course, the actual cloak time while moving is shorter than the Inviswatch, and you can't pick up metal to increase your time. Being able to hold still and stay invisible, I think, is rather invaluable. So it is probably my favorite watch. I'm not really amazing with the Dead Ringer because, I mean, to me, it just feels dumb. It's like you take damage, and it's like the very first shot a spy dies, I'm always going to check around for, you know, somebody, for, you know, that dead ringing spy. So, but other than that, whenever I don't use the Eternal Reward, I usually will disguise as either like a demo man, or maybe sometimes a pyro. I would never suggest going scout on purpose, because scout, you don't, as you disguise, you will move slower to match the class you're disguising as, but you won't speed up. So you'll have a slow moving scout, and it's usually pretty obvious. But other than that, I would choose something like, you know, a demo man, a soldier, maybe even a sniper if you're going up around sniper nests, or if there's an engineer nest. There's no reason to not go NG then. But otherwise, if you have to pay attention to the situation that you're in and see what calls for it. It's always approaching from directions that people aren't going to expect. You always need to be able to get around behind the enemy, because if you approach from your base, they're gonna check you no matter what. It's just, you know, something that, you know, it's kind of obvious. Sometimes they do things like this, and a sniper will stand up on a railing looking down and away from the enemies. That's not believable. Sometimes all you really need to do is you just need to cloak past some enemies and then find a corner where they can't see you, decloak, and then just follow up behind them, and they won't even notice you until it's too late. I mean, sometimes you got like this, and you get, you know, full of yourself, and you think you can take on a scout, and you miss. Come on, hit him! Come on, you can do it! Yes! Yeah, there we go. But there's not often times you should attack another class head-on as a spy, because even though they really do have rather fantastic revolvers, those should be used as, like, you know, last defense. You shouldn't, you know, walk around with it expecting to kill people, unless you are rather good at placing your shots. But that doesn't usually always happen, and you should just stick to trying to backstab people who are unaware. Another tip is that a lot of times when you're disguised, people will come to spy check you, but what they're really looking for is they're looking for you to react. They're looking for you to, like, run away or fight back. So what I suggest is sometimes just try ignoring it. Act like it doesn't even happen. And a lot of the times they will conclude that you were not a spy because you did not react to them shooting you. Since as a spy, there are no hit markers. Nobody gains any kind of bonuses from doing damage, like the Scout's Babyface's blaster. And there's no giveaways other than you moving or subsequently dying sometimes. But just, you know, sometimes just tough it out. Just ignore people. A lot of the times, spies are found out because they get tunnel vision on everybody they see. They see them as a potential backstab, and they want to stab them. And so a lot of times you'll have spies who will follow one player around the entire map, and it kind of gets ridiculous. You gotta know when to pick and choose your targets. I mean, you should focus upon first medics, because they're the ones keeping the enemies alive, and then heavies, because they're usually the hardest to take out. After that, it's usually just whoever you can get. Some people are not just gonna come flying out of the sky. They're not just gonna land there right in front of your knife. The best spies are the ones that play objectively, that help the team. But sometimes, you just gotta cut loose. You just gotta remember that you're playing a video game. You're here to have fun. So, mess around with some people sometimes, Just, enjoy what you're doing. That is the biggest tip for any game, is enjoy it. As for now, I'll leave you to some music I found out on the internet. By the internet, I mean YouTube's library. So, leave your comments, suggestions, likes, follows, subscribes, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But any of them would be appreciated. And thanks for having me.